4,710 pounds. This might actually be the single most popular Rockwood Roo, the 233S. Came in used here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. One owner, exceptionally well kept. They were just ready to move up to something fully enclosed and hard-sided, triple hybrid with slide out, dual max air vent fan, central air, and a partridge in a pear tree. Now this is pretty late model and barely used, but it is also in dynamite condition. Other than just the little update of like maybe some decor items like the exterior skin, like this was made when the exterior skin option was called Oyster, now it's Champagne, it's a little darker. And this was actually my old favorite decor. This was called Sydney. I really like that decor. And I think I like it because the skin had like a milk chocolate look to it. I just thought it was nice and smooth and creamy, and I just thought it looked pretty sweet. But other than that, this is still basically exactly what a brand new Rockwood looks like. So this is a really nice chance to get virtually new at a used price tag. What is also nice is that it was not owned by scavengers. You can see that the previous owners did not like pick off and keep the entertainment system that came with the RV, the TV that swings out. It also dismounts and can mount outside. Now Rockwood was the first lightweight trailer I've seen, and very few still do it even today, to go with an upgraded chipset that actually has face-mounted HDMI and USB plugs. What's cool about those two things is, like, if you have those Chromecast or Roku sticks or Amazon Fire sticks, you can plug them in here and power them all right off this unit right here, which is kind of slicking cool. And of course it is Bluetooth and DVD as well, and I can see all the remotes in a little cubby up there. We have all LED lights in here. My battery box is currently charging on me, and in case before you say, well, why don't you, get several of them? I have 4, and they're all dead from all the trailers that I've had coming in. So this one, hey, the show must go on. We got to go without power currently. So normally you wouldn't have a great deal of prep space in here, and the one thing hybrids are not known for is just awesome countertop space. But by recessing that larger 22-inch oven and going with a recessed sink that does allow for a sink cover, though I haven't located the sink cover that originally came with the camper. That's the only thing I've really noticed that's kind of sticking out at me as odd. You can regain some of that prep space. As long as we're looking at the exposed sink, though, I do want to point out it's nice and clean, which is one of those indicator things I've learned to look for, as are the owner's manuals. RVs, in my experience, that have owner's manuals left behind tend to be RVs that are well kept and maintained because people keep track of their stuff. Now you'll find all hardwood raised cabinet doors throughout the entire RV. All of your cabinetry is going to be pocket screwed, so it's not stapled and particle board type stuff. And you can see that the floor is clean and well kept. And this over here is where it starts to get very cool. This is a triple hybrid, which is not a common critter, although the 233S here is actually very popular among our lineup at Haylett's. I don't know if it's because it sticks out so much or what the deal is. Interestingly, it's not actually the most expensive hybrid. Now you look at it and you say, well, it's the biggest. Yes and no. It's the biggest in terms of square foot of space because the beds stick out over negative space, but it's not the heaviest and most expensive because it's a dinette only slide, not a dinette sofa super slide like some of these things, like the 24WS Rockwood Roo, for instance. So these are heated mattresses, and now it's easy to miss, but there's actually really decent storage down here as well. Oh, there's a little power cord you can see from the heating module sticking out from this rear bed back here. Now the bathroom is something I have said for a long time. Rockwoods have always just done a bang-up job on. We've got our 4-foot flush stool here. I can barely talk. I've done so many videos, I'm all tongue-tied. We have excellent linen cabinet space throughout this bathroom. Now, you will find above the living room area and here in the bathroom, we have not only the Max Air vent fan, but also the Max Air vent fan covers on the outside of the RV to keep that thing able to be used even on a rainy day. And I love this has a 2.5-inch roof vault and that skylight make this big radius shower friendlier for bigger folks like me, not just from a like an elbow room standpoint, but also from the standpoint of, hey, sometimes I need a little extra headroom, Now the sofa and the dinette can both fold down into bonus sleeping sections. Here's a quick look at that right there. Nothing fancy, nothing flashy, different from any other RV, but hey, I thought I'd take a chance there to kind of show everybody how that works. Now there is full storage below the dinette, and the rear bench is a little trickier to get to. which is kind of nice because they have face-mounted storage on the slide-out itself to get to it from the outside. All the windows open for airflow, really critical in a hard box slide out like that. This table is also free floating and elliptical. So if you want to take it over here by the sofa, you want to have it in the center of the room for maybe family game night, or if you want to take it outside for picnic time, you can do all that too. I think we're pretty good here. I think we've pretty much got it nailed. I can't find where like the you know, the bed materials are dirty and spotted and scarred and stained, and this is sharp. These, oh, by the way, these cables right here, I'll give you $1 if you can tell me what they're rated for, and no cheating if you've watched some of my other videos. These, this is aircraft grade cable holding up these bed ends, and this thing is rated for 1,050 pounds, and it's actually got a reverse camber. What that means is that the middle of the bed bunk deck is actually slightly arched upward, so that when you lay on it, it kind of lays down flat. That's by intention. If they built it flat and then you laid on it and it buckled a little more, well then when the camper door closed, there'd be a gap at the top of it. By having the camper door like this a little bit, the center of the door makes contact, and then the latches flex the door flat. Hopefully, looking at the back of my hand, you know, kind of proves beneficial. And if not, visit us here at Haylitz and I'll try to do a better job explaining it. Pretty much like the inside. The outside's been about as well kept as you could ever hope anything to be. The roofs at this generation, and even current, very much of what you're seeing here is still current to today's generation. This is a very late model camper. Like, we've got the frameless windows that you see there. It does have a simple solar prep plug down below right next to your corner stabilizers. The bed ends look great. They don't really look like they weren't put away wet. They weren't allowed to rot or anything like that. Another really neat thing on these, and Rockwood I think might have been the very first to adopt it, if not they were one of, and that is that your bed end locks, they're down at chest level. The handles for the bed ends are actually down here instead of all the way up here. Now when they're all the way up top, a tall person like me, it doesn't really bother me. But my wife, or most folks, it becomes a little bit too difficult to reach. This does have an all aluminum skeleton, so that is the idea behind the lighter weight and greater longevity. I also like, Rockwood does this all over the place, the back of their Dinette, they have a storage compartment right here so that it is easy to access. You don't have to tear apart the whole Dinette to get to it. Now right here, this is something Rockwood does different from basically anybody else in the mainstream market, and that is that they have four-wheel independent suspension. Being a Rockwood RV dealer ourselves, I mean, very familiar with this RV. This is something we talk about every day here at Haylitz. So the whole point of this is that when you're wheeling around a corner, you know those curly-Q type exits that make you almost feel like you're going to get flung out of your vehicle? Well, most trailers will lean with that turn. They'll try to pull you off the road. This will actually transfer stress from high to low. So if let's say you're taking a right-hand curly Q, the trailer's wanting to lean left, this suspension will try to force it back to flat so that it just comes around a corner like it's on rails. Interesting fact, some folks from another manufacturer that we carry here at Haylitz, who also do hybrid campers, they were considering changing up their bed ends, and they specifically came to see how Rockwood does their bed ends because it has such a good look and it has such a good performance record that they wanted to see what was going on. This is backup camera ready. Those are things that we do have in our service center if you're interested. Now, eagle-eyed viewers, you're going to see a couple things. You're going to see these silver brackets up there, and you're going, what is that? The previous owner had one of these interesting bikes where like you lay down on it, basically, and that was a specialized like RV bike mount just for that. Now the hardware for that has been held basically by the previous owner, but they did such a good job installing it, we didn't want to take out all the hardware and like leave potential holes in the wall or anything like that. Now obviously we would go through and caulk them up. I'm not saying we would leave open, exposed, wet holes in the wall, but they did such a good job of it. We really didn't, I mean, there's no need to fix what isn't broken here, you know. So the spare tire, they also put a hard shell cover on those with a Rockwood. A little more money, but another thing, just it'll hold up better long term because the slip covers that you usually find on RV spare tires, they can get torn up by the wind very easily. And you know, as you walk down the sidewall here, you can see how shiny and gleamy everything still is. This was kept clean and nice. The interior TV can actually dismount and remount out here next to your outside grilling station. So, you know, you've got tailgate central going on. The bigger entry handle, the double steps, these are things Rockwood does all day, every day. The awning also has an LED light at the base of it, and if you notice, that's also the longest awning they could possibly put on this camper. But that's Rockwood all over the place. So what you're looking at here, guys, is a late model, low use camper. Something you can probably get same as new financing on without having to eat the new RV price tag. It took all of about 4 seconds worth of inspection up here on this roof to see that there is less than 0 for me to be concerned about or report home. This looks basically brand new up top. There's no staining, no molding, none of that on the roof liner. The seals all look fantastic. Also a nice place for you to get to see the Max Air roof covers above both the living room vent and the bathroom. So there you have it. Overall, she looks pretty darn clean. So if you're looking for a hybrid or used RV or new RV or toy hauler or fifth wheel or basically anything else, give us a call here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. We only do a little bit of everything: hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer package deals, and everything between. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.